Good evening, everybody. This is Michael Filigaro. I am with logicalsignals.com, and this is the Elliott wave update for the NQ for Sunday, April 11th, 2021. As of Friday, or actually on Thursday, we had left it off that the market would continue higher. We were looking for a new high above 13,041. And we were to just put in an additional high on its way eventually to breaking the high, putting in new highs above 13,900.50, which we've been doing, but we're counting, let me drop this back down. We were counting this intermediate wave 5, and within intermediate wave 5, we have completed minor wave 1, minor wave 2, and we're looking for the completion of minor wave 3. And so that's why I was looking for that additional high above 13,841. Now, 13,008. We've only gotten as high as 36. And so we need to get above that level to complete this minor wave 3, or kind of move into a larger extension within minor wave 3 and get us a little bit closer to that 13,900 number. Either case, what ended up happening is that we dropped down in what I was believing was just going to be a small fourth wave. And that was that right here. And then it started to rally, which is beautiful. Then it stalled right up towards the end of the day. It got pretty close. And then in the last hour, it kind of got even a little bit closer and then just started to sell off. And so without breaking it, it leaves us still within this corrected pattern of, of what should have been completed for here. So in other words, it's like we kind of came down, we actually overextended, which leads me to probably think that we might have to put some type of a completion mark there, and it could be minute wave 5. But I need to let this play out a little bit more, because essentially what I would expect, since upside is continuing, I'm expecting it to continue, is that we're just going to get a pullback that will come down to here. That'll produce a ABC flat, and then we'll start to rally again. And that's the rally that I really want to pay attention to. Again, if we continue to start to break down, this is going to become more significant, and we're going to have to, again, back up. But I essentially really don't see a complete failure of all of this move, and that we start to revert back to a downside scenario, other than just small corrections. So right now, I'm looking for it to come back down at least and retest this area. It does not necessarily have to break below it. If it does, we'll be looking for some support a lot higher up than the hourly 200 moving average. So what I'm looking for is just a continued decline. It's going to be ABC flat. If it stops here, and this was just a small pullback, and it holds high level support, which would be the 20 at 13,768, we're going to say, somewhere in that area, and the market turns and continues to go up and starts to break to new highs, then that also fits within the larger scenario. And then we can put a smaller 4 here and then look for this higher move up. Or if I want to say that this is a 5-way structure, then maybe it's that wave 5, minute wave 5, is really subdividing in itself. So we've got a couple scenarios that we need to pay attention to. Both really have a low probability for breaking lows at a significant level at this stage of the game. We have a better chance that we can either hold the 20-day moving average, maybe drift a little bit before, but I would think that we should hold above the 50-day. If this rally is going to continue now versus coming down to here, I think a break of the 50 does move the probability that we might see this bottom just below 13,650. So if it holds up, and it continues and then it breaks above. Beautiful. We've got that scenario. We have several layers of resistance, and now I'm going to go first to the larger picture. Come on, damn it. Sorry about that. So that I can put in what we're thinking in terms of our larger picture here. And this was the 2. So first I got to do is run Fibonacci's from there up to there. Don't fail me now. Had this problem just before. All right, let me do that again. My computer's been acting really slow lately. I'm not sure why. But we're going to go and we're going to get it done this time. And I'm putting on the Fibonacci's in to show us where we think that the intermediate wave 5 should end up. And we're just going to throw this up there right now just because we need to give us a, come on, guys. Alone. $123.69. What is this thing doing to me? This is the lower mode. No, just give it to me. Come on, there you go. All right. So we've come up to that 50%. We definitely know that that should not work. And next up, we had an area here at 14,209. Now, if this wave 3 ends anywhere above here, then we continue to look for that. But it really has to pick up. And for being a wave 5 to travel 500 points from here, or at least 450 or so, that's going to be a pretty big move. Can it happen? Of course. Not what it would be high on my list for it to occur. But I would like to see it get up towards that previous high, which is at 13,878. No, that's 13,900, please. Yeah, actually, that's where I'd like to see it closer. But definitively above 13,841, which is that high there. And then hopefully closer to 13,900. That is really where I'd like to see wave in minor wave 3 complete. And then we begin a larger wave 4 correction. And that, I think, fits against the buying that we've seen. And I think there's still a lot more to kind of come in. But they may choose to do that a little bit larger correction here. So here's what we're looking at for tomorrow. We're looking for those levels. And let me take this back down to the hourly. And the possibility that we're going to hold somewhere around 13,774, 75 down to maybe 13,065. We'll give it a $10 zone. If that holds, expect those higher numbers, expect that new high above that 41. And then we'll go into yet another correction, because remember, we're finishing a minor 3rd wave. So we need a minor 4th wave. And could look something like that. You know, something in line of, and this is the hourly chart, you know, that kind of size. A little bit smaller, but that kind of size. This would also work, but I'm not looking for it right here. Okay. If it comes down, we have the 20, then we have the 50, but then we also have this low that I would not want to see it break in terms of continued upside. Upside, we have above 13,841. We have, I think we've got additional numbers, but then we want to see it move above or closer to 13,900. And above here, we're close. So I think it's all very plausible right now, if we can get things going. And that's where I'm going to leave it for right now. We'll take a quick look at the shorter term charts, because remember, through all of this, we have to continue to trade what's in front of us. And therefore, that's why I use a 2-minute and a 5-minute chart and my moving averages, and which really are still pretty lined up, a little foggy on the 2-minute, but that's okay. They're very lined up to continue to move higher, not lower, higher. With the on the hourly chart, the 200, the 100 is above the 200, the 50 is above the 100, the 20 is above the 50. That is the perfect scenario. Now we get the perfect storm going if I can get it going on the 5-minute, which right now it's kind of hedging, but it's there. The 100 is above the 200, the 50 is above the 100, the 20 is above the 50. So it's looking pretty good that we should see continued upside. Of course, a drop back down to here to retest the 5-minute 200 shouldn't upset the apple cart, but we're going to keep our eyes on it and make sure. The next update will be tomorrow, April the 12th.